Hello,
Hello.
my name's Steffy Cooke. I'm a psychotherapist and I work at the Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy. I'm a trainer and a supervisor, and I'm a transactional analyst psychotherapist. And I'd like to talk to you today about transitioning, but also, first of all, to introduce you to my colleague Karen Burke.
Hi there, Steph. Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a Gestalt psychotherapist. I too am a supervisor of other practitioners' work and also a trainer. And Steffi and I are interested in transitions and the impact that has on people, and particularly developmentally, what the impact that has on children due to my experience of working with looked after children, working in an attachment centre, also the work that I do and have been doing for the last 8 years, working for an adoption charity, and of course what help, our work that we do in our private practice too. And you too have had, more experience than I have. With,
Yeah. I have worked for many years as a social worker. I started in the early 80s and I've had quite lengthy experience working within the fostering and adoption field. My interest is specifically on the impact of transitioning, because there was a time when children were placed out for fostering and adoption, and there wasn't much input in terms of the transition. It was more because once children were placed, because of the chaotic and the dysfunctional families that they came from, they'd bring quite challenging behaviours. So a lot of the work was focused on the behaviour in the now, how to manage the behaviour, how to make the fostering or adoptive placement work. And there wasn't an awful lot of emphasis on working with what happened before, which of course, unless you address that, nothing changes.
No.
And the behaviour keeps continuing.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's fair to say that although you and I have this raft of experience with that group of people, transition isn't just about looked after children.
No.
Certainly I know of people who have come see me, who have maybe moved around. Maybe dad has been in the services, for example, or they may have been an international school teacher, etc. However, what they have done is that as a child they never learnt to set down roots, because they didn't need to, because they knew that 12 months, 18 months down the line they'd be moving on to a new place and meeting new people.
Yeah. So transitioning can present itself, or lack of being able to cope with transitions, can present itself in many ways. As Karen said, it isn't just the children who've been fostered or adopted. There are many other reasons why people come into therapy to deal with an unmet transitioning issues. I've certainly in my practice dealt with people who have come because mother and father had to come across from Ireland, had find it very difficult to get work, and so constantly move from one house to the next to avoid the debtors.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, a particular client I'm talking about lived in as many as 20 to 30 houses all through his childhood. So you can imagine the disruption of that, moving
Absolutely.
house, moving schools. On the other side, talking about fostering and adoption, I worked with a young girl whose parents had adopted her, who came initially because they couldn't manage her anger, but when we unpeeled the layers and began to look at what was going on, I discovered that before she came to be adopted, she'd transitioned in 8 separate places, and none of that was really addressed.
No.
And so her presenting behaviour was anger, but underneath, obviously, she was experiencing huge amounts of grief about not being able to say goodbye and finish off and end the relationships that she was torn from.
Yeah, And our childhood is our blueprint. What we see and what we do and how we see others behave to us and around us is how we learn to be. And so we talk in attachment terms about us having that safe base. We talk about, roots and wings. And yet for people who have never ever been able to actually put down roots and actually settle in one place, it can either make someone very, very needy to actually have that, and yet they don't know how to do it because they've never experienced it.
Yeah.
They've never even seen it done
Yeah.
by anyone
Yeah.
else. Or, of course, it can mean that the only way they know how to do it is by continually moving on, moving on, moving on. So we can see a variety of different people who will present in different ways.
Absolutely.
Because their transitions haven't been addressed. It's not as though there's this magic rule, oh well, you've moved around a lot, therefore you must work in this way, because it's about what different people bring to us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it in Bowlby's attachment terms, you can either be anxiously attaching or anxiously avoiding attachment, or be avoidant attachment totally.
Yeah.
And any of those can present in the therapeutic relationship with somebody with transitional issues.
Absolutely. Thank you for today. Really enjoyed, as always, speaking with you, Steph.
Me too. Yeah. Thank you, Karen.
Because we are
attached.
We are.
Bye-bye.
Bye.